Hola, buenos días, soy Nico.
It's unfortunate that people can change something that was just pure innocent fun into drama.
And today we're here to end out another wonderful week's worth of content. As you can tell, it's a nice, sunny, and warm day in New York City. It's finally time for tank tops and shorts compared to the winter I went through as a southerner. But that's not why you're here. You're here to talk about how there is currently a war on corn. Nico! Basically, I'll go over what this is actually about because there's a little misinformation. A lot of people think that it's just like a baseline attack on adult cinematography, but there's a little more that goes into it, and I just wanted to clarify that because it definitely caught me off guard. But before that, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics for more exclusive lives, weekly videos, and be a part of the live streams, which are airing. We actually had a very detailed 45-minute conversation about dating older parties and which dynamics are more acceptable, be it strictly physical, be it emotional manipulation, and how that line can easily teeter. It was very enlightening because there's a wide range of people on our panel that we actually just sit down and have different perspectives. It was very interesting, and I'm glad we took that route rather than just the standard virtual hangout. But if you just like virtual hangouts and kikiing with the girls, that is also available on that platform. If you think I'm fly, sexy, and cool, make sure to check out my other platform, which shall not be named on this platform. Nico, that's actually how my family found out about it. Allegedly, one of my cousins saw me talking about it on YouTube, and they told my family. So my sister last time I went home was like, Nico, what are you doing on OnlyFans? And I was like, oh, well, you know. But yes, if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. I'm promoting everything I'm doing. If you want to party with Nico, make sure to follow me on Instagram, where I host multiple events. Like April is about to be a very big month for me. I'm hosting speed dating, I'm hosting club events, and then when Pride rolls around, I'm hosting events for Jacked. So you will see Nico. You will see a lot of me. I'm going to stop talking in the third person now because it's getting exhausting. But let's move forward to the actual conversation. Basically, I discovered what was happening because I logged on to the old X Hamster. Nico, I usually log on to those sites so that I can catch vintage videos that are no longer available or on sites that do not have like customer support, active people running it, meaning it's no longer pumping out content. So it's like very old and I don't want to put my credit card to debit card information inside of it. So I usually go to X Hamster to find some vintage video. And come to my surprise, when I was looking for Poppy Thugs and Dog Pound USA, they told me you have to upload your government driver's license. And I sat back and I thought, this can't be real. So I refreshed the page and it kept popping up saying you have to upload your driver's license if you want to access the site because it is an age verification process. And I immediately ran to Twitter and I'm like, I'm just going to scroll on Twitter because I'm not about to upload my government document to a website with excessive pop-ups that does not really seem secure in and of itself. So I found out that it's not only X Hamster, but it is a site-wide thing that's happening. It's varying from state to state. Basically, they are trying to put a verification age process into these sites by saying you have to upload your government documents. There are many ways that can go left, especially if websites do not have a secure infrastructure and your information gets leaked. So I personally am not for that, but I understand the actual intent is to crack down on children being exploited and or children being exposed to content that they are not prepared for. Meaning, Pornhub PH, because I can't say a certain word too many times on this website. Basically, PH went through a situation a couple of years ago where they got sued because a lot of the content that was on their site was involving either minors or people who were being taken advantage of, and they did not have a responsive customer support team that would actually take down these videos. So there were multiple lawsuits to the point that PH actually had to wipe most of their videos. Like if you go onto PH, it's no longer the website that it used to be, to the point that it is now only trailers for verified performers. So the trailers that you would see on Twitter is the trailers that you would see on PH. There isn't really any variation in duration length. There isn't variation in content. So it's just the same old, and it's turned PH into a promo site rather than a full video site. And that actually saddened me, because I understood, and I definitely think they could have actually taken just a more hands-on approach rather than saying we're just going to wipe the entire website. They could have just tackled the videos that were being flagged, but that's just my personal opinion. But it made me sad because I lost a lot of vintage videos. Nico, I'll be watching that old shit. I'll be watching like those Bronx beatdown kind of videos. Nico, there's a reason I love New York City. But I was watching like videos like that back then. So I remember I lost so many vintage videos or just amateur videos that pertain to like performers that didn't have like an official page. They just uploaded their videos and like, ooh, me at a super happy fun time event getting freaky with a few people. I'm just like, oh, I can get into this. You know, I'm watching the videos. I actually had a few faves. So I was highly upset when they decided to clear the entire website, but I understood the lazy premise that they did it under. Now, PH is currently blocked in multiple states. Nico, PH is blocked in Texas. You can't even log onto the website because they basically said, we don't feel comfortable asking our patrons for their government ID. If anything, we do think there should be an age verification process, but it should be done through your actual device, meaning you should not have to upload government IDs. Every device has a Google account, has a Apple account, has a et cetera, to verify who you are for online purchases, etc. So you can verify someone's age through that. There's no reason to require us to ask for government ID, along with stating the dangers adult cinematography could pose to your brain. Nico, that was another stipulation in the law that asked PH to basically openly admit on their website that too much adult content can be bad for your brain and it can warp your perception of romance and sexual encounters. And they said, we're not doing that because that's bad for business. I really feel like that was the leading focal point, because actively seeing a reminder that too much adult cinematography is bad for you will probably deter you from spending too much time on the site. I'm going to speak from experience because I don't feel no shame in my game. For example, when I was early 20s, I remember it was around like 21 to 22, maybe 23. Basically, I began to have ED situations. Nico, I was tugging the tallywhacker 8 times a day, not only because my, hormones are spiking because I was going through puberty, but because I have depression, and that is a serotonin kick. So it's like I was using it to lift myself up momentarily, but after a while, it made me disconnect from actual physical encounters. So I ran into like issues with my in-person sexual encounters. As you can tell from my videos now, I stopped doing that. Like, I minimized it to maybe 1 to 2 times a day, and I no longer have issues with performance. And I really feel like it was being affected by adult cinematography because I was just watching it so much and constantly handling it myself that I became desensitized to actual in-person encounters. Once again, I don't feel like shame in saying that. You shouldn't feel shame in talking about medical issues that you're going through, but especially because, as you can see in my current day videos, I'm working. It works now, but I definitely had to take that step back and stop watching so much. So I definitely understand them also requiring PH to basically make that statement saying it's not necessarily in your best interest to constantly consume this content, but I also understand on their side how that is bad for business. So I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. Did you find out about this through this video, or were you like me? Were you logged on late at night thinking you were about to watch a comfort film and they told you had to upload your government ID? Did you upload it? Are you going to upload it? Because it seems like it's finally being hammered down and multiple sites are requiring it and or are being blocked in specific states. So I definitely want to hear your opinions down below, and I will see you guys next time. Boop. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, some of my OG Day 1 subscribers, CKC and Ryan S. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. And this week's live stream will be another virtual hangout surrounding the conversation of banning adult content and how do you see that going and how will it affect you personally. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in.